Hey guys, I'm Sorbek from AXIE, champion of the first official tournament of AXIE Doll, and top one on the last patch leaderboard. Not only that, but I've made the 15 best scores for the last patch. So in this video, we'll talk about the patch notes, the changes that were made for this new patch, and how I think they will impact the meta. So this first change, this change and the walls dropping higher gems, is something that we need to play and see how it works, how this mechanic is compared to the older one. It's impossible to say something before that. Now the skills. Gerbil, Feather Spears, Little Wall, Haven, Timber, Skate Spear, Bamboo Shot, and Zigzag. They were all introduced in the last patch and they were pretty strong. Literally all of them were in my best build. So they received a fair nerf. And what will happen is that most of those skills are AoE damage that will now give room for the older skills that we weren't using because those these skills that have been nerfed were just too strong. So there was no point of using the older AoE skills over these skills. This is the most impactful nerf, the zigzag, because it was the single carry. You could just play zigzag and it would do enough damage to kill the bosses and break the walls and also would heal you up. So it was a mandatory card to play and very, very strong. So let's see how it goes. It probably will leave room for uh, Hair, Babylonia again to be the main DPS cards. Tiny Dino reduced size on level 9. The size was ridiculous. It was probably like half of the screen, so that's why. Uh, but it was already a pretty hard skill to play because it is weak on the first levels, average on the middle on the level 5, and only gets stronger on level 8 and 9. So it was pretty hard to play with. Let's see how it goes. And strawberry shortcake increases cooldown, so this is a nerf. Strawberry shortcake is a skill that's not very used, but it's a very unique skill and probably the skill with the high ceiling in the game. So if you learn how to play strawberry shortcake, you are probably going to be a good player because it's hard to play and it's very impactful. Timber needed a cooldown adjustment because it was synchronizing with the batch waves with all the special waves in the game. So you could rely on it to kill everything every 20 seconds, and it was just too strong. Uh, Little Owen Raven, they got nerfed on damage and on the cooldown. So let's see if they are still playable or if they got just too weak because they were very solid skills in throughout the game. Because in the early game they killed the enemies with one hit, and in the late game they hit a lot of enemies. So they were very solid picks, very strong, even with only one level on them. Rice and shrimp, I don't use them much, but maybe we are going to use something like this back. A few pets ago I used to play a lot of shrimps. Decreasing cooldown, so buffet cards. Hermit is definitely going to be in the meta as probably the main shield card because it has a very unique spawn that you, instead of the shield going directly on the axe, you have to pick up. So the cooldown was already shorter because you need to pick instead of just appearing on you. But I think this will bring all those two the these two shields here will probably be on all my builds because Kingfisher applies Mark and Hermit is a very good shield. I would use them regardless of the buff, but with even being buffed, it's like they will probably be on most builds. Same hero, if you need one more shield, you will likely pick hero. And Razorbite was very weak compared to Zigzag. Now Zigzag got a damage reduction, and Razorbite got a decreased cooldown. So this is a probably gonna be an option for main DPS card with Hair, Babylonia, and the Zigzag itself, maybe. Now Mint was a shield that just didn't deliver enough. Now they said it had a significant cooldown reduction, so it means that it will probably going to spawn more often than the other shields, what is very important, and increase it really. So now that you can't rely anymore probably on leveling up Zigzag for all the healing you need, because if you do that, you'll probably lack damage, because it with the reduced damage, it won't carry for you. It was a carry that also heals, so the healing was a bonus. Now you need to level up for the healing, I think. So this Mint can probably go something you can pair Mint with Razorbite to have a decent healing and some shield. Let's see, I will try Razorbite and Mint. Pairing those two skills will probably be my first try. Reduced reading the Shiitake, yeah, it did had a very very high heal amount, but yeah, let's see how it goes. It was for sure the best healing skill if you want just pure healing, but it wasn't needed because of the Zigzag. Let's see how it goes. And increased damage. Rice and Shrimp are skills that are not supposed to deal so much damage anyway. You are using them for the ground control abilities. Like Rice puts the enemies to sleep and Shrimp freezes them. And Showstar had it's in a group of some abilities that I don't like much, because they do have interesting patterns on the map, but they have a mechanic where they have a maximum amount of enemies that they can hit. So I don't know if it will be enough for Showstar. And about the pet note, that's it. I'll try Razorbite and Mint, see how it goes, and replace some of those skills with the older ones and see what is the best combination. So see you on the leaderboards.